All right. Hey, team. Welcome to our Thursday night call. It is Thursday, the 5th. I have like no concept of time or dates anymore. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. For recognition, just go check out the post in the team page for the top coaches of the week and those that have hit Success Club. Do me a favor and make sure you comment on, sorry, I'm turning up my lights. You guys can actually see me. Do me a favor and actually comment on that picture and congratulate everybody. I know it seems silly and you're like, what's the point of us commenting? But it just means we're rallying behind one another. We're congratulating everybody who was on there. Just think if you were on there, you want people congratulating you. So just do me that quick favor real quick. Sorry, I'm turning my phone over because it's going off like crazy. Announcements. We have new training starting on the 16th. So if you were in phase 1 or phase 2 and you're waiting for the Emerald phase or the second phase to begin, we'll be starting on the 16th. Kara's going to be hosting phase 1. Emily's going to be hosting the Emerald phase, and I will be hosting phase 2. So 3 of us will be doing it, which will help me out tremendously. So see Kara's post if you need to go in phase 1. If you are a coach on the team and you've never been in any of the trainings, I need you to go into phase 1. I don't care if you've been a coach for a year or 2 years, got to go into phase 1 for me. Sneak peek is almost over. Huge favor to ask. If you have somebody in the sneak peek, I need you guys to talk to them. The sneak peek is not working either, and I think this will be the last time we're doing a sneak peek because it's not really worth the work. No one's commenting. Not a lot of people are tagging the people they've put into it. There's no discussion. It's just really not worth it. And if it's not working, we're not going to continue to go on with it. So if you have somebody in there, make sure you reach out to them and follow up with them if they are in the sneak peek. Trying to think if there's any other things going on. I don't think so. I do have slides for tonight. Yay for slides. So if one of you can unmute yourself so you can let me know if you can see my screen, I would greatly appreciate it. Can you guys see this? Somebody? Anybody?
I can see it.
Thank you. Perfect. All right. And I have a huge favor to ask of you guys that I am also the type of person that does it too. Just put the phones down. No need to be on your phone during the team call, and I can't see anybody, so I'm not like calling anybody out if anybody is on a phone. But I do it too. When I'm listening to National Wake Up Call, I'm on my phone. When I'm listening to a training, I'm on my phone. You can't be present if you're on your phone. So I just ask you, the people that you're messaging, your challengers, coaches that want to sign up, they will wait. If they don't want to wait for 30 minutes, then you don't want them on your team because that means they're going to be very demanding. So I just ask that you put your phones down and be attentive for the call. Love you guys. Before we start, I just wanted to talk about something real quick before we talk about how to get people motivated. Hopefully this is motivating. We're at the time of the year, guys, where we got to push. We got to bust ass. Like, this is the time of year that we have to decide if we're in it or if we're not. This is my 3rd year going into this season, and I promise you, if you're not following up, if you're not reaching out, if you're not posting, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass come January, February. You know why? Because January is when people decide that they really want to go for their fitness goals, and they're going to think of you if you've been consistent. But if you haven't been consistent, you're going to be the last person they think of, and they're going to go to another Beachbody coach. They're going to go to an It Works person. They're going to go to somebody else who's been consistently posting on their page. You guys have to be there. This is the time that you have to be present and you have to show up. You have to be consistent. I promise you, if you are consistent now, it will pay off in the beginning of 2016. If you're not, you are going to have a very, very rough start to the beginning of 2016. And I know this time of year is hard because people are saying that they can't do it because of Christmas. They can't do this. They can't do that. And I was talking to somebody the other day and she's like, well, I really want to do it, but I really don't have the money right now because Christmas is coming around the corner and I asked for this and this and this. And I said, really think about it. She asked for like some like purse or whatnot. I said, will that purse help you hit your fitness goals? Will that purse give you the same satisfaction of completing a program and making you feel good because you hit goals? Will that purse give you that satisfaction of being back in your size 8 or size 6 jeans and knowing that you worked your tail off to get those results? If you think that purse will give you that satisfaction, then go on ahead. If that purse will not give you that satisfaction, then get it off the list and ask for a program for Christmas. Invest in it now. Tell your husband you want to do it now, and it can be a pre-early Christmas present. And she was like, oh, you're right. Crazy, I know. But now this is the time of year that we have to push. This is the time of year that we decide if we are in it for the long haul. And then I'll just add this and we'll go straight to the call. I posted this in a group that I'm in with a bunch of coaches. You could be, for my coaches that want to do this full time or want to fire their boss or want to step down part time or want to go to on a vacation, I busted my ass for 9 months and I was able to quit my job after 9 months of working super duper hard and giving up dinners and giving up outings and staying up late, but it's worth it because my husband and I are now working from home. So ask yourself, where do you want to be in 6 to 12 months? Do you want to be doing this full time? Do you want to be doing your job part time? Do you want to be booking a vacation for you and your family, go to Disney or wherever you want to go? The answer is yes. Now is the time to work for it. So that's it. That's my little motivational pep talk, which just fits into how do I get people motivated? I don't even know if I motivated you guys, but that's my little pep talk for y'all. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about how do I get people motivated, and we're going to start off with some key points before I go into 4 steps on how to motivate people. And this really goes into how to motivate your coaches. And some of you may be listening to this call and be like, Ashley, I have no coaches. Or some of you may be listening to this call and you have a really rather large team underneath you. But either way, you need to listen to it because this can apply to so much outside of just having coaches. It can apply to helping other people, and it can apply to when you do get coaches. Even if you have one coach on your team, you got to help motivate them because guess what? You're a leader. And I know that's a really scary thought to be like, I don't want to be a leader. If you don't want to be a leader, don't add coaches to your team. But the minute you sign up a coach, you are now a leader. So you do not motivate people the same way you motivate yourself. So for example, I'm motivated by recognition, but I know a lot of us on the team aren't motivated by recognition. So if I say something like, oh, well, if you become, I'm just throwing out an example, like 2-star, you can walk across the stage at Summit. And some people are like, Ashley, I don't give a crap about that. Like that doesn't do anything for me. Then you're not going to motivate your coaches that way. Just not everybody is motivated the same way we are. And the number one thing people struggle with is actually motivating other people, which is really funny because we're coaches. So we're supposed to be motivating people. And sometimes it's a lot easier to motivate our challengers and our friends and our family, whereas it's not so easy to motivate our coaches. That's because we haven't learned how to motivate them yet. So we're in the business of motivating, so we need to learn how to motivate. Let's talk about the 80-20 rule. I kind of touched base on this last week on the call, but 80% of the people you sign up underneath you will be a discount coach and will always be a discount coach. So for example, I have about 80 personally sponsored coaches. That means I don't do math. 16, is that 20%? Maybe we're going to go with it. Close enough. You guys can like kill me later for not knowing my math. That means 16 to 20 of my coaches are actually going to work this business. But they told me that when they signed up. They said, hey, Ashley, I'm going to be a discount coach. And I have to respect that because that's what they told me when they were going to sign up. So a lot of times I hear from coaches to me like, my team's not motivated. I just can't get through to them. You got to stop. You can't focus on the 80% of the people that don't want this. Why? Because you are going to be exhausted. You're going to want to throw in the towel. You're going to want to quit and be like, what is the point of this? Because they're not doing anything. You need to spend the majority of your time helping those that want it, helping those coaches that have told you their goals, that have told you their why, that have told you that they want this. Those are the coaches that you need to help. And I don't know if I have this in my slide anywhere. If you're going to sign up a coach and you're not going to help them, do me a favor. Don't sign them up. Send them to somebody else because they're going to fail if they don't have somebody to lean on. Unless there's somebody that just takes it headstrong and does it on their own, but you got to be there for them. If you're trying to push someone to a goal that they have never set for themselves, guess what? You're manipulating them. It'd be me like saying, hey, Emily, you got to become 1-star tomorrow. Like you need to do it. Like, I don't care if you don't want to, but you have to do it. Do it. What her goals are, but this is my goal. So she needs to do it. And that's not fair to her. Now it's different because I know what Emily's goals are. So I'm going to strategize with them and be like, all right, Emily, you want to hit 1-star. So let's talk about it. What are you going to do? You got to make sure it's their goal. If it is not their goal to be Emerald, don't push them to be Emerald. Don't even talk to them to be Emerald. If it is not their goal to become a Success Club starter or his Success Club, don't talk to them about it. It has to be their goal. They have to want it in order to reach for it. So before you motivate people, guess what? You need to be positive because if you're not a positive person, you can't motivate people. And I'm not saying you have to be positive and rainbows and sunshines 24/7 because Lord knows I'm not. But go to a coach, go to a fellow teammate and be like, I need to vent. We all do it. We're humans. Like we're not supposed to be perfect. But if you're someone that's complaining in the team page and you're dissing the way things are going in the team page, guess what? You're not going to motivate your coaches. Your coaches are going to look and be like, this person's not motivating. She's complaining. She's negative. Like, that does not motivate me. If you want to have a motivated team, then you need to be a motivated leader. Again, that leader word comes up, but you have to. If you want to have a motivated team, you have to be a motivated leader, which guess what? That means you need to show up. So if you're sitting on this call, or if you're not sitting on this call, but you're listening to the recording and you did not come to the team call and you're wondering why your coaches aren't on the team call, it's because you're not on the team call. If you're wondering why your coaches aren't showing up to trainings or going to Super Saturdays or going to events, it's because you're not going to them. They need to see you do the same thing. I would never expect any of you to come to a team call if I wasn't showing up, and I show up because I'm running them. But you guys know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't running them, I wouldn't expect you guys to come if I wasn't coming. You have to show up. You have to be there for your team. And a great example of this, and some of you on the call may remember, I think Emily was on the call. I did a What is Coaching call. It was a live call that I did. We talked about it. We broadcasted it. No one showed up to the call. No one. Only coaches. You know how easy it could have been for me to be like, screw this, I'm not doing this. This is a waste of my time. I went through the entire call. I talked about what becoming a coach was, how to sign up, how you grow as a coach, but nobody was on that wanted to become a coach. But why did I do it? Because I was setting an example to my coaches on the call to let them know that I don't care if no one shows up. I'm still going to do it. Think of our team. We have 265 coaches on the team. We should be like maxing at 50 people on this call, but we're lucky if we have anywhere from 12 to 16. But I'm still here and I'm still showing up. I'm not canceling calls if I have 2 or 3 people. You got to show up. That's just, you have to. It motivates your team. It shows them that you're in this for the long haul, that you're in this and you're going to do it no matter what. Oh, well, it looks like I should have gone to the next slide before I did that little rant. And then the same thing goes, if you have one coach underneath you, then you, like I said, you got to be on team calls. Show up. It doesn't matter how small your team is. If you have a little team, you better be doing that much more. That means you're posting in your team page. Even it's like, way to go, guys. I'm super proud of you. You're having a team call once a month. Emily is a great example of this. I'm a part of her team page. She hosts a call once a month with her team. Her team's tiny still. I think they have less than 20 people of it. But she's still hosting her team calls. I wasn't even hosting team calls until we had like 50 or 60 people on the team. She's running training. She's doing like get-togethers with her team. And she, like I said, she doesn't have to do this, but she is because she has a team and she's showing up. Just an example. There's many other people that have team pages. She just happens to be the one person on my screen, so I'm just picking on her tonight. All right, so steps to motivate people. Number 1, and we kind of touched base on this last week, ask a lot of questions. When you ask questions, it shows people that you value them. Whereas if you're telling people what to do, that doesn't really motivate them. So like back up. So like, for example, I have a corporate guy that I talk to every week. If he told me every week, like, Ashley, you need to add 5 people to your team. You need to have this happen, this happen, this happen. Be like, whoa, buddy, you're not my boss. Like, I pay to be a coach. Like, I am my own boss. Don't tell me what to do. You can't tell people what to do. That's not motivating. People will get tired of hearing you talk if you're always telling them what to do. Like, they'll be the coach that's like, I'm not answering her message anymore because she's just yelling at me. She's just saying, I need to do this, this, and this. Instead of asking questions, you need to ask them. Ask them what their goals are. Ask them if they want to go for Emerald. Ask them if they want to hit Success Club. Ask them what their big why is. Because once you ask them all of these questions, you're going to be able to help them more. So you can ask questions like, where do you want to go? Find out what their passions are. That way, when you know the answer to what their questions are, you can truly help motivate and help them. So I was talking to a fellow coach the other day, and she's like, I really want to hit Diamond, but I don't know if my coaches want to hit Emerald. I'm like, well, you got to talk to them. You got to ask them. Like, ask them what their goals are. Don't ask them if they want to hit Emerald. Ask them what they want on this business. Do they have financial goals? Do they have, like, want to design their own life? Like, what do they want to do? If you have a coach that comes to you and says, you know what? I think Jessica's on my screen, so I'm going to pick on Jessica now. Jessica's going to go to her coach and they're going to be like, well, you know what, Jessica, I really want to stay home with my boys. Like, I really don't get to spend a lot of time with them. So that's really what my end game is. Like, that's what I want to do. So Jessica be like, I get it. I totally understand. Now, these are the steps that you can do in order to make that happen. So one of the steps can be hitting Success Club every single month because that's going to build your income. Locking in Emerald because that's going to start getting you residual income. that is when you can start talking about these goals, because then you know what their goal is and you know what the steps are to help them. If they say to you, you know what, I really just want to focus on myself and I just want to lose these last 10 pounds, great. And then let's put you in my challenge group and I'm going to treat you like a challenger and I'm going to hold you accountable so you can hit those goals. You got to ask questions. 2, speak their language. I know it sounds weird, but we all speak different languages. So like Emily's in school for like some doctor thingy-majig. So Emily is like all about facts and knowledge and all that stuff. So I'm not going to like paint this like pretty picture for Emily and be like, no, Emily, like say Emily said, what do I need to do to make this amount every month? All right, well, you need to do X, Y, and Z. You need this to happen. You need to add this many coaches. Your coaches need to do this. This is what needs to happen, because that's going to motivate Emily, because Emily speaks facts. Now, if I was talking to like a musician, musicians probably, I don't know musicians. I'm trying to think of examples of like people that are outside of teachers and going to school. But you kind of get my gist. You have to learn their language. And again, you ask questions by learning their language. I'm not a facts and figure person. Like I'm kind of like a goal oriented, like give me a date, I'll make it happen. So that's kind of the way that I need spoken to. Now, if you throw a bunch of numbers at me, be like, whoa, hold on, let me go grab Bill because he's the numbers guy. Like I don't do numbers. You have to speak their language. You have to understand like what works for them and give them analogies of that language. 3, you need to seek their advice. Leaders don't know all the answers. They find them. A lot of you guys will come to me and ask me a question. You guys, I almost always have the answer, but the only reason why is because I have done a lot of research. I know the FAQ like the back of my hand. I was actually on the phone with Coach Relations this morning for like an hour because my husband dropped rank. And he was trying to explain to me why. And I was like, no, that's not right because we have this. And he's like, well, I was like, no, it's number like 6875 in the FAQ. Like, go check it out. Like, he shouldn't have dropped rank. And he's like, oh, you know what you're talking about? I do, because I researched this. I know. So a lot of times when you guys come to me with questions, I always say, have you checked the FAQ? Did you Google it? Did you ask on the team page? I don't do that because I'm trying to be a bitch and don't want to answer your questions. I'm doing that to empower you, because when your coaches come to you, you want to know how to answer the questions. Nobody taught me how to answer these questions. I learned on my own. But seek the advice of your coaches. If you guys don't recall, I posted a survey in the team page about 2 weeks ago. And I asked, like, what motivates you? What do you think needs change in the team? And I had like 4 or 5 replies. But it was a way for me to ask what needed to change. It's just like when the sneak peek wasn't working, I said, what do we need to change? You guys answered and we changed it. If something isn't working, you guys will be honest and explain to me like, Ashley, I don't think the sneak peek's working because we post 3 times a day. Like, it's too quick. Okay, well, let's change it up. Or I don't think the trainings are working because they're too long. Okay, let's switch it up. You have to ask your coaches and you have to seek advice. If you don't seek the advice of others, it makes us look bad. And I know it sounds really weird, but it's actually true. You have to seek the advice of your coaches because they're going to be honest with you. As leaders, we get stuck in a rut. I mean, we're human. It happens. But again, you have to ask questions and then more questions, which seems to be the theme of this night's call is questions, questions, questions. And the last thing is you have to mentor them. Now, I'm not saying you have to mentor every coach because that is not possible. When you take a coach under your wing and show them the way, that is the highest form of flattery. When I get on a one-on-one call with a coach, they know that they matter and that I believe in them and that I am here to help them. That is the biggest way you can motivate somebody. It shows that you care and it shows that you believe in them. But you can't mentor everyone. And a great way, I was on the call and a lot of this I'm getting from the leadership training I do. And he's like, if you have people that aren't showing up to your team calls, those aren't people that you need to be mentoring one-on-one because they're not showing up for you. If you're going to show up for them, they have to show up for you. So you're not going to mentor those coaches that show up once a month, are kind of iffy, or maybe are active like 5 times, like out of 12 months. You're going to mentor those coaches that really want it. And next week, I'm going to talk about how to mentor those coaches and the steps on mentoring coaches. But mentorship is the highest form of flattery that you can do. And mentorship is not telling your coaches they're awesome all the time because that's not mentoring. Mentoring is being honest with them, being like, you know what? You're not giving it your all, and this is what you need to do. Mentoring is like, you know what? Jessica, I hear you. I hear what your goals are, but are you really working towards those goals? And I'm not like calling Jessica out. Like, she, again, is my person on my screen, so I'm picking on her. Or I'm going to be like, did you work towards it this week? Like, did you invite 5 people? Because if you didn't, then you're really not working towards your goals. Mentoring them is the highest form of flattery. It's the highest form of saying, I believe in you. And you got to mentor. I'm not saying mentor all of your coaches because it's not possible and only 20% of them want to work the business. But that means just showing up for the phone calls, be like, you know what, Michelle, I'm going to hop on a call with you because you really want this. I know you want this, and I want to work with you because I want to help you reach those goals. And those are all my slides. So those are my slides. Let me get out of my screen share. And I wanted to open up if you have, does anybody have any questions about anything that I went over? Just feel free to like raise your hand or say anything or have any comments or anything about any of that. What happened? What did I say last team call? Energize before the phone call. We went over this. Like everybody was going to take a shot of energize. Next phone call, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to make y'all talk. I know you have questions. Like nobody has a single question, a single comment, nothing at all. Even Katrina, you're my queen of questions. Nothing.
I have a question.
Who has a question? I like questions. Yes, Danielle. Danielle gets an A+ and a high five.
Can I get how do I motivate? So I have like a few members. Hi, Kelly. How do I motivate them to work on the business and do what they need to do to work on the business when I myself, I kind of do it as a side job?
Then that's when you kind of reach up. Like, so you can reach up to me like, hey, Ashley, I need some help. Like, I don't really have a lot of time to motivate this. And I really know, like, I'm going to pick on Kelly because she's your coach and she's on the call. And I really know that Kelly wants this. Can you just help me out? Because I'm more than willing to. I'm willing to hop on a call any day of the week with any coach that's not on my sideline. But you have to be upfront with your coaches. So if you know this is just a side thing and I know you're super busy, be like, you know what, Kelly, I know you really want this. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm really busy right now. But I'm going to point you in the direction of this person and post in the team page. And you come to me if you need something. And if I can't help you right away, then I'm going to make sure that Ashley's able to help you right away. Does that help a little?
Yeah, it does. Because I kind of feel like, I really, like for Kelly and some other people, I kind of want to be there full time, but I can't be there. Like I'm not, like you guys know, I'm not online all day. So it's rare to see me. So it's rare to kind of be promoting, posting 3 times a day, scheduling that, doing this, doing that when, they're kind of seeing me once a day.
And that's where the team comes in. I know there's a lot of other coaches on the team that'd be like, you know what, Danielle, I got your back. Let me know what I can do. And, it just comes together and be like, we're going to do this together. And again, it's just the whole team atmosphere. But yeah, I'm always here. I know like a lot of you are busy and you can't do this all the time. And that's cool. I sit at home all day, not eating bonbons like my husband used to think. And he's starting to realize that. But I'm here to help in any way that I can.
Okay, that's great.
Grandma Ashley's here to help. Nichelle, did you have a question? I see you raise your hand. I think I have you on mute. Let me see if I can grab you off mute. Give me 2 seconds, Nichelle. All right. Did you have a question, Nichelle?
I did, but I guess it's really not coach related because I don't have any. Okay. My question is, what do you think about doing advertisement as far as flyers? Because a lot of people I know are not Facebook people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really not Facebook person either. I am getting more into Facebook.
You're getting better. You're learning.
But what do you think about doing flyers and post them in different places?
No, I think it's a great idea. When I used to go to school, I used to go to IPFW, and I remember seeing flyers on the poster boards at IPFW, and I've seen at libraries before. Any way you can reach people, go for it. And I think there's actually mock-ups of flyers in the Coach Online office under tools and resources.
Okay.
And I'll look for some in some other groups I'm in, and I'll post them in the team page too, Nichelle, to help you out with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I say go for it. The more people you can help and reach out to, the better. Not everybody's all about Facebook. So, do what works for you. Do your thing.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions? Scotty. I love getting to hear Wait, Scotty, why does your name say Jessica Whitaker next to it? Oh, there we go. It's weird. We get to hear Scotty's accent. All right, Scotty, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. But, okay. One of my concerns I want to ask, have you ever had anybody, like when you are talking about the Shakeology, the Beachbody, the first thing they say is, how much money are you trying to get out of me? Or they try to make out like you're asking them to fund you?
Emily or Stephanie, do you have any tips for that? You guys want to chime in at all?
Okay, what were you asking when someone asks you how much money they want out of you?
Like they are asking, like sometimes it seems like they think I'm trying to get them to fund me or something like that. They're not really listening to what I'm trying to tell them. I mean, I don't necessarily, like, I try to start out at like an accountability thing where to show them how it works. And I just show them what I'm doing. I try to just give them healthy recipes, kind of like when you see me posting, like we post healthy recipes. And I try to, start out slow, try to start out doing that, like for accountability, and try to get back up there. But then it's like somewhere along the line, like you're trying to scam me out of money, or they don't like the plan. I'm telling them how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying, like one friend actually told me a couple weeks ago he would like to try what I'm doing. And I explained it to him. And it was almost like when I told him what he'd have to eat, like I was healthy recipes I'd find, he just all of a sudden seemed out of nicely. So let me talk to you more about it in person. I'm like, okay. And then he didn't want to talk about it within 2 minutes when we finally met in person.
I guess in that situation, I would always go back to, like, for instance, if you're talking about Shakeology, instead of saying, these are the ingredients and this is how much protein, you say, I like it because, and then, like, give your personal reasons. Like, I like it because it keeps me regular. I mean, I like it because it gives me energy. Like, you just have to do you and, just tell them what you've done. Like, I invested in myself and this is why I like it. And I would just keep doing what you're doing, and I don't know, I guess be proof of the product like you're trying to do, and eventually they'll come around. It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
Just keep at it, though.
And you're doing a great job, Scotty, and I completely agree with Stephanie. I think we touched base on this on the call last week. I think Stephanie might have brought it up, where it's so easy for us to get wrapped up, so easy to be like, Shakeology's like, it has no soy, it has no gluten, it has no this and this, whereas it's like, when we list the facts and maybe like, oh, I really don't understand, where it's like, this is what it's done for me. Like for me, I have PCOS, which I know you don't, Scotty, but I'm just saying, like, so mine's will be like, I have PCOS and I take all these vitamins and nutrients every single day, but I don't have to do that with Shakeology anymore. And my numbers are so much better since I've started doing it. But just using it, how it influences you and how it changes you. There's going to be people out there that don't believe in it and they're like, no, thank you, I'm good. And it's like, you know what? They'll be back. They're going to be back a year from now and be like, he wasn't joking around. Like, he's in it. Like, look at his progress. Just keep being consistent.
Yeah, right. I've got to show them and not talk about it. Just actually show what I'm about to with it.
And I know you've been super busy, and I know you post in the team page. So just as soon as you jump back on that wagon, just be consistent and show people, like, this is what it does. These are my results, and trust me, they'll follow and they'll believe you.
All right. Well, I appreciate Ashley and Stephanie.
Yeah, just do you. If they don't like it, tough crap.
Right.
Like, bye. I was going to ask you a question, though.
I keep moving my mouse, and my mouse is not on my laptop.
So when you have, like, coaches that aren't active in the page, do you personally, like, message them and try to get them active? And if so, like, how often?
So it's a fine balance.
Yeah.
So you got the email. So I sent an email out to all my personally sponsored coaches. And I asked them, and I even recommend doing that to your coaches and getting a response. And what I learned is that the coaches that are responding to me are the ones that want my help. And I'm still going to check in with those coaches that aren't active, that aren't in the team page, but I'm not going to do it as often. And I'm not going to get as flustered about it. And you and I talk about this a lot, Stephanie. But it's just finding that line. Like, if they say, like, nope, I'm good. If they don't answer you, cool. Check back in with, like, 2 or 3 months from now. You don't want to waste all your time and resources, because if you're anything like me, it's just like, really, like, why? Like, it kind of gets you down. It kind of beats you up a little bit because you feel like, what did I do wrong, or what should be going on? But it's just they don't want to do it. It's just,
Because I was kind of like trying to like message all of my coaches like the beginning of the month and like, hey, what are your goals? But is that too much if I don't hear back?
you know what? I don't
Back
think
from
so
them?
because anything could change overnight. If you're doing that once a month, great. And they may eventually answer you. And I think I heard it from like Summer Tucker at a Super Saturday. And she was like, I just kept messaging. And as soon as I quit messaging, she's like, hey, where'd you go? So they may be like, all right, why isn't Stephanie checking in with me anymore? But if they don't answer you, you know, it is what it is. And then the next month you're going to ask again. And I always like go to like Brittany Channer or Jasmine. If you guys are listening on the call at all, they were discount coaches. So like, I really didn't message them much because I knew they just wanted it for the discount. But then they're like, as soon as I started messaging more, they kind of saw what was happening and whatnot. And I don't know if I answered your question, Stephanie, but maybe, I don't know, do it once a month like you're doing right now. And if they answer you, awesome. Those are the coaches that you're going to work with, the ones that are answering you. Those are the ones you're going to jump on the phone with and do a quick like chat with to see how they're doing. The coaches that aren't answering you, then those are the ones to be like, okay, well, when they're ready, I'm here.
I guess I just wanted to make sure that even if I only message them like every couple months, I mean, the ones that are like actively working the business, I talk to like on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that aren't, I probably do check in with them maybe every 2 months. I try to every month, but it doesn't happen. I wanted to just make sure that was acceptable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's coaches that I literally have not talked to in months. And it's not because I don't want to talk to them. It's just because I know that they don't want my help. And if you have coaches that aren't working the business, and I know you're really good at challenge groups, be like, do you want me to treat you like a challenger? Like, do you just want me to stick you in your my challenge group and just that's how I'm going to keep in touch with you? And that may be all that they want. And I know you have a couple coaches like that, which is why I said it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to find that balance. And I know how it is. It's like, all right, I messaged so-and-so. I haven't heard from her in 5 months. And then it's like, what did I do wrong? But it's like, you can't make people want this. If we could, then everybody be with us. We'd all be 15-star diamond coaches and we'd be at the top.
Right.
You gotta work with the willing. Anybody have anything else to add or any questions or anything? No? All right. I'm going to quit the recording in just a second. For anybody that's listening to the recording, be here next week. So we'll have a call next week, the 12th. And unless I can get somebody to host a call on the 19th, there will not be a call because I leave for Washington, D.C. the next day. So we will have a call next week. I will go over on how to mentor people. It'll be part 3 of our 4-week training series. I hope you guys are liking the content. I know some of this can be really dry, but this is stuff we have to hear. And when you've been doing team calls for 2 years now, you're running out of topics. Like it's hard to come up with new content every single week. And I also want to put it forth that anybody that's on the call or listening or anywhere, if you ever want to host a team call, dude, hit me up. Like I am totally okay with saying, have at it. Like I will love it. I love it when people step up and want to host calls. So if you ever want to host a call, take at it. If you ever see a coach that you think would be great at hosting a call, another team, ask them if they want to be a guest speaker. I love it when we have guest speakers. So that's it. So we're going to finish this week strong. It's the first day of the week. I urge you to just go out there and do it. If you are having a hard month and you're like, I'm like sucking this month, guess what? It's the 5th. No. Yeah, it's the 5th. And we still have a whole month. And all those names are on the Success Club board already. That is amazing. Keep it up. Let's finish this week super strong. And I hope to see you guys all next week. And of course, I will be on after recording, but I try to make it sound so professional at the end of the calls. And I do such a great job of that. Mm-hmm. All right, guys.